we're back in a VQ platform. It's been a couple years, and I'm wearing a white shirt again. I think that's a perfect way to get in this. So welcome back to the channel, guys. Hope everyone's having a fantastic day so far. Today we are doing another car review for you guys, and I got Kason back.
Hey.
You might remember him if you've been watching for a very long time. We did a video with his G35 back, I think it was like, what, 2017?
Yeah,
it's been a while.
Like the first year we knew each other.
Yeah. So. And now he's gone from that to a Sentra SCR Spec V to now this, which is a 2008 G37S. And this car is wild. Like, this is the first time I've actually ridden the car. And he did a little pull when we left my house earlier, and I knew it was going to be quick. I did not expect it to really put me back in my seat like it did. I was like, oh my gosh, it's way faster than like the 35 was.
Oh yeah, it took me by surprise. Even before I got everything that I have done to it now, it's definitely like a huge difference just in stock.
Yeah. So
35.
If you guys want to check out his YouTube channel, because he's uploading a lot now. He took a bit of a break, it's kind of like I did for a while too. But you guys can go check that out. I'll put it on screen for you guys. And it's the same thing for his Instagram as well. And you guys can see this car, as well as he has like this big house with a lot of his roommates, and they're all VQ guys. Yeah. So if you're a big fan of these kind of cars, go check that out, and you'll get your fix for sure. Plenty of different styles of builds to go with, and just all around, like, you know, variety.
One thing we all have in common is we're all stupid. Which way you want me to go? Good. Right, maybe?
Yeah, we can go right.
Okay.
I don't know this area very well. But...
I don't either, but oh well. It looks curvy, so it looks fun.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy. All right, so...
It handles really well. So it's on 10 coilovers, right?
Yep, it's on 10 flexi coilovers, and part of the reason why I was able to handle that so well is because it's also got a Z1 Street Pro limited slip differential, which is a helical limited slip. These come from the factory with what's called a viscous limited slip, and they're prone to issues because they rely on the fluid being like pristine, and whenever the fluid in it burns up and gets to where it loses its lubrication, it'll just go out. All the seals will start to not like want to hold and stuff, and it just goes bad, and it starts feeling like a open diff. Well, this fixes all that, and I just recently got it put in, and I am like loving it. It feels great to drive. So let's see, just go straight, I guess.
Alrighty. He knows what's up.
Yeah. Yeah.
So as far as exhaust goes, this car, I know it's got a Motordyne catback.
Yes, Motordyne catback exhaust. When I bought it, so I bought this for $5,000 off some guy. It's clean.
Bel Air.
Little Bel Air.
Don't see those anymore. That guy, I hope he knows how much money he's got sitting right there.
Yeah. We'll go to curvy way.
The fun way.
Whenever I bought the car, he had already had an HKS catback exhaust, which wasn't too bad. You remember what I had on the G35. It wasn't horrible.
Yeah.
But he had test pipes on it, so it kind of made it sound a little rough. And it also had, like, because it was lowered on the coilovers, had a hole, I guess, somewhere in it, so it was just leaky, and it sounded horrible. No offense to HKS, not a big fan of it on the VQ platforms, but on 4-cylinders, it's perfect. So I got rid of that, got the Motordyne Motordyne catback exhaust, and it's totally worth the money I put into it. Still running a set of Burke test pipes, and it sounds and feels great. So
it's definitely a different sound from like the VQ35, I think.
Oh yeah,
especially the 37's more throaty, it's more deep, it's got more, I don't know, there's more character kind of sound than the 35 had. The 35, you know, it had that kind of stereotype behind it with the sound.
The trumpet.
Yeah. Yeah. This is a lot more throaty, a lot more baritone, and I prefer the sound of the 37 over the 35.
Yeah,
for sure.
And it's a lot, like, I was also looking at Tome again, but then I was like, you know, I really don't want this to be just obnoxious, and the Tome was nice, but I've gotten past that kind of obnoxious stage.
Yeah, it was just loud.
But, yeah.
It's an E30.
Yeah, that thing's nice.
Is that an actual M? Like, that looks almost like an E30 M3.
Yeah.
You know how rare those are.
Yeah. But yeah, I also bought this car. With, it already had the Z1 street intakes on it. I kept those. It had a few things on it already. So like I said, this coilovers, the exhaust, the intake, and all that stuff. But it had a bad transmission. I've already replaced the transmission with a brand new one. Got a Z1 street performance clutch kit. It's got a 14-pound flywheel, a aggressive gripping clutch, and a full face unsprung friction plate. Oh, nice. And then I've also got, like I said, the differential. I've got a carbon fiber Cybon vented hood. I love that. It keeps the engine temps down. And that's really about it. I guess after that, I would say I've gotten it dyno tuned. I actually got it dyno tuned before I did all the transmission and like the exhaust, and also it could be making more than what I made, but what I made at the time was 320 wheel horsepower, which is not bad.
Not at all.
A lot more than what the G35 had. The only difference between, like, the only thing that's probably maybe keeping this down a little is probably the weight in the car. Like, the car is a 3,600 pound car, which is 200 pounds heavier than 35, but I can really feel it when I'm driving it. That's okay. I have big plans for the car. I'm gonna gut the interior, put in some NRG seats, gonna get an aftermarket steering wheel, and then I'm also planning to boost the car. I'm looking at boosted performance twin turbo mid-mount, like twin turbo kit. Should be making close to maybe 550 to 600 horsepower, and then I'll be happy, I think. Mostly going to do more aesthetics in the next coming months until I'm ready to build a motor. But yeah, so yeah, big plans. Probably the next thing I'm gonna buy is wheels. I'm tired of running stock wheels. I've never bought wheels for any of the cars I've owned, and I'm missing out because I want to be able to look at my car and be like, yeah,
Yes, sir.
yeah.
I've been thinking about swapping out my wheels. I don't know how the fitment specs would be. I don't know if 20s are a little bit big on these.
20s are like the top size you go on these cars. They're more for the show side.
Yeah, because if I do swap out mine, I'll let you get. If my dad don't take them, I'll let you get first dibs on them.
Okay.
I know that I don't know the fitment how it'll be on there, but it'll probably be all right.
Yeah.
But and you got the Ipl bumper. I don't know if you already mentioned the IPL.
Oh no, I didn't. I actually, I purchased an IPL rear bumper. The white's a little different from the stock white. The stock color is ivory pearl. The white that comes on the IPLs is moonlight white, so it's a little bit brighter, a little more metallic flake, but it looks great in my opinion. I love the little flare that gives that JDM kind of flare that you see on a lot of aftermarket cars like the 240s and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm also fixing to get me an IPL front bumper, which will give it a more aggressive front look. And then I thought that was Marshall.
It looks just like his car.
And then I'm also going to, I have an IPL spoiler. I'm trying to change this into a FIPL, a fake IPL.
FIPL.
Yeah,
I like it.
I've got an IPL spoiler coming in actually this Monday, so that'll be here tomorrow. So yeah, that, and then some more aggressive coilovers like the BC Racing coilovers will be fine. And then I think I'm good on aesthetics after I do those and the wheels and get it wrapped.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna be trying to save up for full performance stuff. So
Going hard or going home.
Yep. So.
But this car also has a really, really good interior. Like, you don't get a lot of cars, that are, 2008, 2009 that have, like, this high of quality now. And, you've got the heated seats, you've got, the really nice touchscreen in here, which I think was bigger than the majority of touchscreens of its era.
I didn't find out until like a few months after I bought the car that was touchscreen. I thought it was all dial and stuff. I didn't know.
Yeah, that was more like iDrive, like in the BMWs where you can't use a touch.
Yeah, and I was on the mat time, my knuckle accidentally touched it, and boom, there it is. And I'm like,
yeah,
okay.
I did the same thing recently. I found out my mom's Equinox as a touchscreen because my girlfriend and Regina were just sitting there, and I was like trying to change the radio. She's like, it's a touchscreen.
Want to get a launch?
Oh yeah, let's do it. Feel bad for this Camry. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
About to get the sauce.
Oh, it didn't give me the green light. And I hope there's no cops behind us.
I don't see any. I see some bikes. I don't see cops. Oh yeah, you can feel the wheel hop you talked about. You shifted in a second. That's when I felt it.
Yeah.
You lit the cloud of smoke back there.
I looked.
They didn't hear anything.
And I smelled it. I was like, oh man, I didn't mean to do that.
We spinning them things. I looked over at the GSP station. It's like, y'all saw nothing.
You saw nothing. Yeah.
These are not the tires you're looking for.
Yeah. Yeah, cars are definitely a whole different animal from the 35. Especially going from an automatic to a manual coupe is way less.
It's way smaller than the VQ side.
What's crazy is they actually made, so you know how Genesis Coupe has the 2.0T and the 3.8. Well, not really for G37s, but they made a 2.5 liter V6 for the 37 sedan style.
I remember that, the G25.
And I thought it was a 4-cylinder the whole time.
I did too. I thought that was just the ultimate 2.5 4-cylinder.
It's a V6. It's a really tiny V6. I was like, why? But that's like the only thing they kind of have. I guess they both have like a bigger engine and then a smaller engine. But the only problem is the bigger engine for Hyundai has less aftermarket support than the 4-cylinder.
Yeah.
And then the bigger engine for the Infiniti has more than the smaller one.
It's
like
I think the 25
backwards.
is like probably one of the more slept on variants of this car. But
yeah,
because
they don't make anything for it. You
yeah.
can't really make any power. I saw him looking.
Yeah, he was.
Think we'll get a race?
Out of the BMW? If he can get a U-turn off.
He probably is. Watch. Go on.
Let's see.
Turn up. No.
He went he just straight turned.
Yeah, he turned. Yeah, he just turned. Aw. I saw him looking hard, so I was just like,
There was an old guy on a bike a minute ago that was too.
Yeah.
I bet they're probably looking for different reasons. I bet the guy was like, the old guy was like, oh man.
Yeah.
Another import.
There's a road up here I can do a flyby on. It's pretty straight and empty. If you want to try that.
We could. But yeah, I mean, I think at the end of the day, I think the only car that we should really cross shop this with is like a Genesis or a 335, depending on what your style is. If you like, if you want to stay in the Asian side of things, like the Genesis, I feel like is probably the closest competitor in terms of like powertrain and this like the style of car.
Sound.
You get and sound.
Sounds almost exactly the same, like kind of a little bit more GTR-ish, but
yeah, and like the 335 is more of a grand touring kind of car more than it is I think that's kind of the same goes for the Genesis and the G37. I think they're more grand tourish than they are like diehard track cars.
Yeah, like the 370 and all is like a track car, whereas this is more for like
the Supra.
Yeah,
like a lot of people thought the Supra was meant to be like a sports car. It's like the R4 was meant to be a grand tourer, something like a Corvette.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we're gonna get some flyby shots, and that'll about wrap things up. But huge thanks to Casey. Let me come on here and ride around in the car for a little while and talk to you guys about the G37 and all the stuff that makes it a good buy. So yeah, I mean, I think, like I said, you get about 10 grand, find a lot of these, and you can get a good one, and you can get really good aftermarket support. He works at Z1, so
yeah,
that gives my hand. I think that's a good thing.
I have like a lot of hand I can like take a look at. I know what's good, what's bad, what's like.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's like that's probably that's like a huge thing for like a lot of the BQ guys. Working at Z1, they're around them all the time, and they get to mess with them all the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that wraps up everything what I'm talking about here. So go check out his stuff. I'll put them on screen again for you guys. And take care, guys. Have a fantastic day.